Hey guys, welcome to today's lesson. Today we'll be learning a Coldplay song called Adventure of a Lifetime. It's a great song, it's really fast, it'll really work on your picking speed and your funk rhythm guitar skills. And let's just have a look at what we'll be learning. So that's the main riff they have repeating all throughout the song, and let's just go ahead and start learning it. So we're in the key of A minor, so the scale that we'll be using roots here, and goes all the way up there. Actually, it goes a bit higher as well. Yeah, those are the ending notes. So let's just have a look at that riff. Your first finger will be positioned at the 12th fret of the high E string, and you'll do two pull-offs from the 17th fret with your pinky. And then your third finger goes to the 15th fret of the B, back to the high E on the 12th. And then your third finger goes back to the 15 of the B and does a pull off to the 12 of the B, or 13 of the B, I'm sorry. And then, so from this position, you really quickly move your third finger over to the 14th fret of the G string and do another pull off to the 12th fret this time. And then the 14th fret, and then back to the 12 on the G. Okay, so that's the first part of the riff. Let's just keep it slow for now. And the second part of the riff will be pretty much the same. The only difference will be the beginning notes and the ending notes. So it starts off of the 15th fret this time. So that's basically the only difference in the beginning. You're pulling off from the 15th fret to the 12th fret. And then it's the same. And then you'll do that again, only the ending notes will be different. Well, let's have a look. And here, you go up all the way to the, 19th fret. And then the 20th fret. Okay, so the second part of the riff goes like this. Great, so now let's play the entire intro riff together nice and slow, okay? Great, so that's basically the intro riff. Now that was played at a super slow speed, just so you can get a hang of it. And this is actually played at 112 beats per minute. I'm including a nice little drum track on the site for you to practice this with. And I just want to tell you that getting this up to speed will take time, okay? Depending on what level you're at, even if you're an intermediate guitarist, this will take you at least a week, if not more. So the way to practice really fast riffs like this is to use a metronome. Make sure you use a metronome. So the actual beats per minute with this riff is, or with a song actually, is 112. So you'll want to start this at 70, for example. And when you can play it perfectly at 70, then you'll go up to 80, and then 90, and then 100, and then you'll stay there for 4 more days, and then you'll be able to play it at 112. And actually, once you can play it at 112, just for fun, try putting it up to 120. You'll actually be able to play it. And when you go back to 112, it'll seem really easy compared to the 120 beats per minute. And besides practicing with the metronome, make sure you use a thicker pluck. Okay, so my usual pluck is actually a medium-sized Jim Dunlop pluck, but for fast riffs like this, I'll opt for a 1mm pluck of any type. Basically, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure it's thicker, because the thinner plucks, they bend slightly, and to get these really fast riffs going, it actually takes time for the pluck to stretch back, or to flex back to the position that you need it to be, and that's why you need these thicker plucks. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on into the next section of the lesson, where we'll learn the rhythm guitar part of this song. So you can actually play it in two ways. There's an easier way where you just play open chords, and there's a more challenging way where you play a pretty cool funk rhythm. So I'll just change my pick to the thinner strumming pick, and this is the funk rhythm guitar style rhythm section of Adventure of a Lifetime. So for this rhythm guitar section, your first finger will stay on the 14th fret of the D string, basically all throughout this rhythm guitar section. And first of all, you'll put your pinky across the 17th fret on the G and the B strings. And you'll have to do this in a way where you actually mute the A string with the tip of your index finger here. And here comes the harder part. Your pinky will have to be muting the highest E string while also holding down the frets that you actually need to be able to fret, okay? And this takes a lot of getting used to. It took me quite a while to be able to do this sort of well. I can't say I can do it perfectly yet, so just hang in there, you know, practice it a lot, keep on doing it, and it'll get better and better with time, okay? And the next chord we'll just lift up our pinky, ring finger goes to the 16th fret of the G, and middle finger goes to the 15th fret of the B. Alright, so these are the two chords we'll be using for this rhythm guitar section, and it's basically all on the strumming. Funk guitar is all on the strumming. First I'll show you what you'll need to do in slow motion, and then we'll go stroke by stroke, okay? Alright, so let's get into the details of the strumming pattern. So you'll first have a downstroke, up, then two muted strums, and then your next chord, then back to the first chord, back to the second chord, then to the high E string. So that's the 17th fret on the high E string. So that's sort of the first mini section of this rhythm guitar part. Now the second section starts out the same way as the first section did. And then you have two scratches, and then to the second chord, and from here on, during the second section, you'll stay on this chord, and you'll add some scratches, okay? Okay, so that's a down, up, down, and four scratches, down, up, down, up. So that's the second section of the rhythm guitar part. Just put that together with the first section, and you can basically play that loop all throughout the song, all the way through the song, because it works. So this is a bit difficult because of all the muting that you need to do. But just like with the initial riff, you know, use a metronome, start out slow, and then work your way up to the 112 beats per minute that this song is played at. Okay. Now, alternatively, you could just use open chords. So you would need a D minor, a G, and two bars of the A minor. So there you would play the D minor for 1 bar, G for 1 bar, and the A minor for 2 bars. And you would use some sort of dynamic strumming pattern. Okay, so for example, something like that. But it actually makes more sense to play these as bar chords. So you would have the D minor right here, the G major, and the A minor at the 5th fret. Because here you could do some sort of funky rhythm pattern with more scratches by muting the strings. Okay, so something like this. Yeah, so something like that. The point is to keep it nice and dynamic to keep pace with the song. There's also a solo guitar section they play towards the end of the song. It goes like this. Alright, so that's the solo. As you can see, it's much easier than the rest of the song, and for that reason I'm going to keep this as a listening exercise. So I'm not going to go note for note with you on this one. Just rewind the video a bit. The tabs were running on the screen as I was playing it in the demo, and just figure it out yourself. It's very, very easy. It just has a few slides, and basically that's all it has. So that's actually pretty much it for this lesson. It's a tough one, I gotta tell you. If you can play this perfectly, then you're actually well on your way to becoming a very advanced guitarist. So I hope you had fun. Make sure you practice it a lot, because it won't come in one day. Depending on what skill level you're at, it might take, I don't know, maybe a month, 2 months, maybe even longer to be able to play this song perfectly. But it's okay, hang in there, and keep it up. And I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.